that's showing that. Yeah.
Up in the wrong spot. Hello.
Are
Hello,
Here.
hi.
are we good to do the Durgans and the Durgans?
Yes, it seems we are good to do the Durkins and the Durkins. They can hear you.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm just turning on my closed captioning because I say stupid shit, and then the closed captioning says even dumber shit, so it all works out. Alright, we're good.
Well, I am
Dice.
just going to get right into it. Real quick, this is kind of obvious, but we are down a Cubble tonight because it is a certain undead birdie's birthday.
Happy birthday, Calf. I know you're not listening because you're doing calf-related birthday things, but happy birthday.
At least you better not be
Happy
listening.
birth-
Go have a...
Happy birth.
Yep. But yeah, so we are down that. So Ryba tonight will be played by our brilliant Jeff, John, Jacob, Jim,
Jimmy,
James,
Jim.
whatever he goes by, which is
John
apparently
Jacob Jingleheimer Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
that guy.
I couldn't read the whole name, so I just gave up after the W, and now I see I made no mistakes.
Yep, John Jacob Jingleheimer Jeff Jarrett. It's fine.
Anyway, so I guess we can just roll right into this.
20, who would have
So,
thought?
last we left off, you all returned to town, successful in your journey of bringing in the rest of the smuggling ring. You get your payments, you get the boat itself, and are told that the city will pay for a 6-person crew. Any more than that will come out of your own pockets, but with everyone more or less having party having boat experience, it's not the end of the world. You hired your 6 workers ranging in skill from
So I was
incredibly
late
overqualified
because I
to
got stuck
never
in the
been on
shower
a
and I
this
never wanted to
long.
get out. That's why.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh,
It is.
are we good?
region change. Okay. But yeah, so you have varying degrees of qualifying crew, got some magic items, and now have a quest given both by your friendly neighborhood tinker and
Spider-Man?
quite possibly the deity of your cleric. So, that's just no big deal.
Sante Sana Squash Banana.
So, you left your boat in the hands of the boat ship shop to have some cosmetic changes to help determine or distinguish it from the previous smuggling vessel that you all had.
I remember someone said buff orc, and I don't remember who that was, but I want to appreciate them again.
Wasn't that Jeff?
Yeah, I think that was you, Jeff, that
About the figurehead?
our figurehead's gonna be a buff as shit orc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, with some creative liberties taken. I've got some... We'll get to that. But,
Feels like-
yeah.
lightning bolt in one hand or something like that.
Yep.
Storm's Fury. Yeah.
So, but yeah. You went to bed and had your crew go gather up the rest of their things, and in the morning said you will head out to the Isle Reptilia, a key of islands about 3 days travel from Saltmarsh, where it is a incredibly tropical climate that just so happens to be the location of both of your all's current main goals. So you awaken the next morning, gather your things, meet up with each other, and what would you like to do before you meet your crew at the boat? If anything.
Rich Kid did show up, right?
Oh yeah, that dumbass. We just named him Boy.
Well, so you guys go to the boat, and the crew is, they're there. They're in varying degrees of getting settled in. The boat has actually been brought outside of the boat ship shop, and you see that they put a different handrail on it as well to help distinguish it, but the figurehead has changed drastically. What it has become is a large orc with both of their hands upraised in front of them, clutching a ball made of lightning that has a fish in the middle of it. while their lower half has been replaced with a storm cloud, and out of their back, going about a third of the way down the boat, are dragon wings carved onto the side.
Oh, the Earth Dragon
Oh,
has
shit.
blessed me this day.
And I was originally thinking a Gothic font for the name, the Storm's Fury, but ultimately that's your all's decision. Can't wait for it to be in Comic Sans.
If it's in Gothic, no one can read
Cube's
it.
not here right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so essentially whatever font you all want to agree on is what font it is. There have also been a couple of minor changes that aren't as big of a deal. The rudder has been replaced with a proper wheel. No hit point bonuses though, but or damage threshold, but it's just now a proper wheel as opposed to a stick. There have been a couple bells placed around various parts of the deck in better positions. Specifically, the one that was in the middle of the stove has been moved to by the doorway in the kitchen, so it's not in the way when you cook. There was also one outside of the captain quarters door and at the top of the mast, up by the crow's nest. The new sail system has been installed, but not yet currently active. They got the square sail rigging up at the moment, not the triangular sail rigging. And the crew is slowly coming in. It's early, and you all did not give a hard set-off time, so they are in varying degrees of there. Quincella is in, comfortable, and doing pre-sale checks. Edward and Elise are coming in and discussing which one of them will actually get which hammock. They're actually arguing over which one gets the one farthest away from the bathroom buckets. Ferrum is not there at the moment, but you can see him down the road coming there with like a backpack.
Steak.
Yeah.
Did you name the mining dwarf Iron?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
You sure did.
Okay,
I mean,
just making sure I got that right.
so
I'm not creative, okay?
Look, Sal's full name that I have come up with. So Sal's full name is a type of rare rock mineral, pretty shiny thing.
I mean,
so that's why
Jet is a type of coal. So I mean,
yeah, that's why Grandma calls him that, because it's like my little Schnooky Poo, but dwarven silliness.
Yeah. So yes, but I am super creative with dwarf names.
My little Schnooky Poo, indeed.
Yeah. So Ferrum is on his way. You were informed Porta just slept on the boat. Like as soon as she saw it come out, she just hopped on and went to sleep. So, and Ferrum, as he approaches, mentions that he saw Sir Brian, or Boy, as you all would like to call him, on his way in, dragging a giant chest full of things very slowly.
Boy, what is this?
He's not there. You were informed that he's on his way.
He had slower movement speed than the dwarf. Feels bad.
Well, he's trying to carry his own stuff. His own stuff probably weighs every bit of 200 pounds, and he's not exactly strong.
Oh, I thought like he was down at the very, very beginning of the dock doing the "if I pull too much harder, I'm gonna poop myself" strain, and
No.
we were at the boat just watching him.
Between what Farah mentions, he's probably a 5-minute walk from where he was staying, if that. So, doesn't really know what to pack for an on-the-seas voyage, so he just packs everything.
His merchant vessel. There is space, but
he is sleeping in crew quarters. There is no space.
No, here's the deal. Unless he can lift it onto the boat, it doesn't come with him. Unless he can lift it himself.
Do we have a ramp on this, or do we have a?
There is a gangplank, but That's more for getting on and off the boat, not necessarily for convenient cargo transportation.
Right.
So he's going to have to remove things from his chest until he can actually make it onto the ship.
This is going to be fun. We may win this bet, Grandmama.
That's my plan anyway. Then it's up to him to decide what he keeps and what stays on the dock.
I like this plan. This is good plan.
All right.
Quick thinking.
So, what time are you all looking to set out?
Well, as soon as possible, really. What I imagine I'll do is, once people get settled in, for as much time as we're waiting for Boy to show up, is, make sure everyone is taking part in the ship readying process.
Okay.
So that we can be ready to go as soon as, his lordship decides what he's bringing onto the boat.
All right. So you spend some time. I will say, Tyrion, you run off to the blacksmith, get your shield that you had tailored, and looks pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Like they turned some of the outer ridging that was spiked to be more of an offensive thing into like a spread wing design, and changed it so the lizard is more dragon-like, and it's a pretty, as far as you can tell from someone that's never seen a depiction of the Earth Dragon, it's not bad.
This is good. You have blessed me with goodness from the Earth Dragon. The Earth Dragon blesses you back.
The old woman who is there handing you your shield, thank you. It was quite enjoyable to get the engraving tools out. I haven't done that in a while. Be safe on your voyage. The ocean can be rather unforgiving.
So can Grandmama. We got this.
All right. So you go back to the boat. About 45 minutes later, you see Brian. Not like just on the outline. Like you guys are on the docks here. He's like here.
Okay.
And he's just dragging what, ironically enough, is a giant captain's chest.
Oh boy.
Guess who that belongs to now?
I'm gonna...
It's a very nice looking chest, though.
Can I see how many times it takes me to load up all my... Like, how many times I can pass him back and forth loading up my stuff?
Sure. Roll an athletics check, just for the heck of it.
Roll up.
Where is his stat block?
Oh, this is gonna be bad. 9. Yep, this is gonna be bad.
Well, he rolled a nat 1, so...
Yes, thank God. Small miracles.
So, a couple times, to say the least. Like, one time you literally make a trip, go back, stop in front of him, just kind of sit there for a sec, breathe, literally take like a 2-minute break and end up still making another trip before he's moved 20 feet.
You can get it, boy, sometime this decade, though.
Oh, yes. Crewmate, would you be so kind as to help me with this, please?
Even though I am man of cloth, even though I am cleric, one must be able to lift their own, at least this, onto boat. Make sure you lift with your knees and not your back. And I walk off.
I see.
Grandmama taught me to pull my own weight.
This chest weighs like double what he does, though. So
the Earth Dragon helps those who help themselves.
After like another 20 minutes, he finally gets his chest to the dock where the boat is.
Boy, you made it.
Yes. Captain,
You're
you see
like-
him. You see him come up to a very poor salute. Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're late.
Difficulty gathering my things.
All of that.
Is that the problem?
Oh, is it all necessary?
I mean, I. You see him about to say
You
something,
see-
and then it's like, what's considered necessary on a vessel for a vessel on a trip like this?
The boy said vessel. Nuclear vessel.
Well, we take care of your food. So if you
Alright.
packed any sweet rolls, you can leave those behind.
I don't think I did.
Clothing is probably a good idea. It's at least a 3-day voyage, but stuff happens at sea, so it might be longer. Also, on any ship that I helm, people are expected to pull their own weight. So if you can't literally carry everything that you're bringing, it doesn't come on the ship. So whatever you decide is necessary must be what you yourself can take onto the ship, just like everyone else.
I see.
Because remember, we have to quickly get off of this ship. Your stuff's not coming with it. So
You
if there's
seem-
anything you would rather not leave at the bottom of an ocean, you might want to leave it on shore.
Alright, first things first, I'd like to keep my word. And you see him pull a key out and unlock something, like unlock a lock that's on the chest, and he pulls out, a kind of small bag, like, it's got a little, about the size of like one of those really small bags of potatoes, like a pound bag of potatoes?
Yeah.
It's like one of those, and he just kind of comes over and hands it to you. I, keep my word when I can. And
It's very
you open it,
admirable.
and it's full of gemstones. Because he said he'd pay you to take him on this trip. So,
I kinda thought he was
Quartermaster,
joking.
Lena,
Yes.
we have some additions for the party funds.
Ah. Brian,
and
welcome aboard. Nope,
they-
wrong accent. It's fine. Things
Uh,
happen.
it is 4 gemstones worth 25 gold each. So.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah.
I will
So,
add an entry for party funds.
Party,
what
party,
exactly do you have all here that took you this long to bring to the ship?
Well, let's see. I have 3 months of clothing.
3 months?
Well, I brought everything I took with me when I left, so. Do you want to quickly go through his things, or like just kind of casually look over?
Yeah.
It is a lot of very expensive, very gaudy, heavy clothing.
Oh.
So it's all clothes?
More or less.
Oh my god.
One thing you can see sticking out is it looks like a rapier hilt, but not.
Keep your
Make
weapon
a
with it?
history check for me. Just
Okay.
kind of casually.
Why do you keep weapons like this? What's wrong with
That's
you?
not great. 7.
All right. It doesn't have to be great to know. This is not a sword. This is a fencing foil. As in, designed to not hurt somebody.
Oh.
So, if it's... I don't know very much about fencing. I do
Alright.
know, the foil's the name of the rapier-like sword they have, but, can't it be, like, filed at the end of it? Or have a ball broken off of it to make it actually lethal? Or is it also not sturdy enough to really do that?
They're designed to bend out of the way, since fencing is just
Gotcha.
like a first hit thing. Like, even if you sharpen this, odds are it would just do like a minor flesh wound.
So I'll grab the sword out of the pile and just kind of like wave it around to
It just
show
bends
how
like aluminum foil.
flimsy.
Yeah, it makes that really
we don't-
satisfying noise, like. Yeah, that.
That's why he keeps it.
We don't really need toys on the ship, so I
That's
don't
not.
think this is.
I'm sorry. Just kind of see him look down, like very intimidated all of a sudden. Like, nope, don't talk, don't talk.
What is this going to kill?
It,
Nothing. It's not going
time?
to kill anything. Yeah, that's all it'll do. You don't need anything to kill time on a ship. There's always plenty to keep your time occupied.
I see. Um. Well. I will say it's a very nicely made foil too. Like it's probably worth something, honestly. If you could find a buyer for it here, I mean.
Right. I mean, who would, other than a person with a lot of wealth and time on their hands?
I mean, it's a good training blade.
Does he
That's
have
fine.
actual weapons in there, or
No.
just that?
Just that.
How about we take it to the blacksmith and see if she will trade us for an actual weapon that he can actually do some damage with? An actual
That's a fine
rapier?
idea. That's a fine idea. If you do have practice with this type of sword, an actual rapier might do you well.
Hey, Kiki,
Just,
how are you doing?
you know-
Sorry I didn't see you there.
Be careful with it. Don't hurt yourself.
Of course. I've been training with that since I was merely a lad.
Good.
Excellent.
Would you...
Hopefully those
One-
instincts in
one
an actual
moment.
combat.
One moment, please. Elena disappears briefly, below decks, before returning with a decent rapier and handing it to Brian.
All right. He takes it, and a rapier is reasonably heavier than a fencing foil. That by design, it's a sturdier metal. It's designed to hurt as opposed to just hit.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Hopefully we can give you some good
So
background
he
sound.
kind of takes it and.
So are you working with night crew tonight,
So
or
heavier than I
you
thought they
just
would be.
finishing up before you leave?
And you can
later?
just kind of tell this is the first time he's ever held an actual sword.
Aye, real weapons have to punch through a little bit of padding, not just touch them.
We will practice later.
All right.
True.
And you just kind of see him look around like, where is the case for this? I don't.
Sheath for that grandma.
I handed it to him in a sheath.
Oh no, he put the sheath back on. He's looking for like a case to store it in, like on like in like a closet or something.
No, just
I
I'll
pointed
show
it.
him. Like I have a rapier on me,
Yeah.
so I'll just show him. No, this is wordlessly just pointing at the rapier that's in my belt.
And you just kind of see him take a second and like, oh, and just very, very first timerly like to put it on the belt, and it's something. I mean, you know. But
Hey, picking up useless weapons and then getting a use for them.
mine.
yeah. I will say for what it's worth, the rest of the crew has been armed with varying degrees of their preferred weaponry. So
This is good.
yeah, I feel like that
So-
was probably a given, but since it came up,
So, now that you have an actual armament, which is always handy, if we get into a scrap, there's still what to do about all of these clothes.
well,
now-
they...
Going through them, did I see anything that was anywhere near remotely practical, or is it all just like, I'm going to a banquet at 5?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Boy, is this boy.
Investigation that's a 16.
There is one undershirt that is semi-practical. But even then, it has like the really frilly collar. So
How does it feel being busy once again?
He has a T-shirt with a cravat.
Like,
Uh,
since all this,
I will say
you know,
what he's currently
supposed
wearing,
quarantine has been happening,
Tamer.
which I feel like is crap.
okay.
it still screams rich noble. But it seems to be a much lighter and much looser fit than what would be typically us found with a noble in this kind of situation.
So,
Noble light.
you have to understand that, being on a ship, there's a lot of, cleaning, and while the ship gets clean, typically you get dirty. And you might also notice that there's not exactly, running water for a bathroom around. We'll just forget that I have a decanter now.
Nope, it's fine. Keep going.
So, I would recommend taking the clothing. Maybe about a week's worth would be practical. But take the things that you mind the least getting soiled. All of this looks very fine for a banquet or a nice social gathering, but not that practical for ship work. And I'll kind of gesture to the other people that are on the deck.
And they are, of course, going about their work and are. Some of the men are just, not wearing a shirt. The women, bare minimum they can because it's warm and it's the sunny and they are working. So, and he's just kind of like, kind of thinks for a second, pops the top button of his shirt and like looks around to see if that's what he should or shouldn't do. And
Going to put my hand on his shoulder, just look him in the eye and say, "Are you sure you're ready to get on the ship?"
yes,
Oh boy.
Alright. Like I said, you can only take onto the ship what you're able to carry, so go ahead and pack
Okay.
away the items of clothing and your new weapon.
let
As
me
far
quickly check something.
Okay.
as far as the rest
So
of
That sounds
this,
about
when
right,
you
'cause-
say that, he just walks over and just grabs an armful of stuff out of the chest and just leaves the chest itself.
It just feels a little bit like we're supposed to be a little more
fair enough.
So
cautious about doing things, and everybody's just like,
Welcome
oh,
aboard.
let's
So,
just go do whatever we normally would
you see
do.
him kind of walk in, just like, where can I? You know what? I'll find a place. And he just kind of walks below deck, and it's a very finely crafted chest. He left just sitting there on the dock too.
Do you have any ideas for the chest?
Well,
Oh, are you asking
the
him?
rest of my officers? No,
Okay.
I'm assuming he's below deck right now.
He's
so,
doing something below deck.
Well,
we do what we want with the chest.
the good thing is, the righteous thing would probably be to drop it back at his house, but we have been taking a good long time, and it'll probably be less fast if we just take it. But the thing is
This is
we
very
give it
true.
to him, and it goes down there in the crew quarters, he's going to get shanked. And I would rather not have to deal
Right.
with him being shanked. Take it,
Well,
put it in captain's quarters, and we get back to wherever.
sounds like a plan, especially since I don't know where he lives, and I don't care to ask.
That
All
too.
right, you pick it up, and it is deceptively heavy for a chest of its build. Like, you kind of look at the liner, it's lead lined.
Oh,
So, like,
is there a check I can make to
Arcana.
know of the significance? Okay.
You boy's a mage?
It's a 9.
Nine.
It's a lead line
Nine.
chest. You know, it's nobles are weird.
Oh, no wonder it's so heavy. It's got lead all in it.
Having been on ships most of my life, have I seen captain's chests like this?
Can make a history check with advantage, actually.
Okay. The 17, so 16.
The chest Zendros gave you to deliver the potion of giant strength, it was lead lined. As well as thinking back, a couple of like super expensive items are kept in a chest with lead lining like this to prevent some form of magic. The exact details are. You can make an Arcana check if you would like to know more, but
I'll try. This
Would
is
you like
another
to know more?
-1.
no, I'm
Grandmama understands the world, but not much about books and made
Yeah.
shit.
Nerdy shit.
8.
Hey, if you want to have Ryba make an Arcana check,
That's alright, Ryba is here.
because I think he actually has
so
Arcana
Elena
trained.
says, "Do not have not people stored magical items in chests like this before? I know who knows about made shit. Hey, nerd boy."
Everybody's just
Alright.
something, boy.
So Ryba's doing the
Yeah, if-
Arcana.
Let him make an Arcana.
Okay. 5.
That's on brand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, nobles are weird.
His his Arcana is trained and it's lower than mine that's untrained.
Good googity.
Yeah.
Alright.
He is suave, but he's not the smartest.
No.
The smartest nerd.
So,
No, but it is definitely a given that you guys know high-end magic items that people typically don't want. Not even just high-end magic items, things people don't want other people to find are stored in chests like this for some reason.
Alright.
Must
okay.
be good for
If it's lead
fighting
lined,
things.
why don't we put it in your captain's quarters in the hidden room? To make it even harder to find, and then we put shiny things. Wait,
Good idea.
is the coffer underneath
Shiny
bed
things.
lead lined? I say this really quiet so only the four of us can hear it.
Is what lead lined?
The coffer we found under the bed. Bless you, Jills.
No.
Maybe we should put the gold also in here.
A good idea. Actually, that's I was thinking this would be our new crew fund chest. Along
Oh.
with the other odds and ends we might pick up along the way.
I'm going to
Yeah.
put this curious set of cards I have in there. It'll be less tempting for me to be like, whoop. Because every time my hand gets near my pouch, Grandmama gives me funny look.
Speaking of the cards,
I do
the
not
way
trust this card deck.
they're gonna work, I have a physical deck of cards at my desk. And whenever you want to pull a card, let me know. I will take the cards that are used for it, shuffle them off, pull one for you, and tell you its effect. So
We're so dead.
I am putting it in there, Grandmama. Calm down.
I
It'll
just,
be fine.
just to let people know how it works in advance. So
Sounds peachy.
Sorry, go ahead, Jules.
It's not important.
Is there a locking mechanism on this lead line chest?
there is a lock. Sir Brian has the key. Actually, no, he would have left the key in the lock as he turned and grabbed his stuff and just walked below deck. So
Cool.
That boy is so trusting.
Well, truth be told, my strength does not lie in strength. So I will need some assistance carrying this. Actually, we have someone very strong here. Thank you for volunteering, Elena.
Yes.
um
Can I pick the chest up and carry it nonchalantly?
it's about 150 pounds.
So yes.
Yeah. you know,
Grandma starts doing spins with it, passing
it's
it back and
literally
forth
just
like
like
a
a
ball.
case of, here's how heavy it is. Oh yeah, I can lift that, no problem.
See,
No.
this is why I wanted you on the front of the ship. That's fucking intimidating.
That orc is much taller than me. I am
They
only
won't know
half
that
orc,
when they're
you see.
pissing themselves.
Alright,
This
but
is
yeah.
valid point.
So you put that chest in the secret hold that the weapons were stored in. I'm assuming, because there are the two different
Oh.
secret holds.
Wait, wasn't there a secret area in the captain's quarters? Or
Which let me go back and check real quick. Actually,
Yeah, I thought there was 2.
there are two. They are not attached to the captain's quarters. They are attached to the first mate and quartermaster's quarters.
oh, perfect. Well, then Elena can go ahead and
Yes, Elena. I have-
Elena could go
yeah.
ahead and take it to
Yeah,
her
there
quarters,
are-
since that's going to be party funds
Grandmama
anyway. That makes
is
sense.
a
Alright, so
barbarian,
you go ahead, load it
so
up in there, no
Grandmama
problem.
is technically the
While
strongest
you
out
are
of all
loading
of
it
us.
up,
Make sure everything is in.
I rolled shit
order
and was like,
for,
I'm gonna tough this out
for
and keep my
takeoff.
shitty rolls.
Take off. Shove
And
off. Words. Boats.
While,
Thanks.
while you are
That's why
putting
I'm
that
also
away,
not as
Brian
strong
does
as
come
Grandmama.
above deck and has toned down his attire a little bit. Actually, like, don't get me wrong, it's still incredibly fancy, but it looks like he just took some sharp metal piece and started cutting off the super frilly stuff. Because it was just, it's hot, and that is like thick wool with the frills. So,
Step in right direction.
you know, he's making an effort. It's something.
I see you are able to learn. That's a good quality.
Oh, yeah. You could say that, and you kind of see him quickly put his hand behind his back. Make a perception check. Just please.
Me
Okay.
or everyone or just
Uh,
the captain?
well, the captain's talking to him at the moment,
Okay.
so just
Perception. All of my dice are fired. 8.
he may have cut his hand in the process.
Changing clothes?
Cutting frilly bits off of his clothing.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
Do I notice the bleeding?
You can make a perception check if you'd like to.
I mean, if you have the points to spend, yes, you can nat 1 as long as you have the points to spend it.
16.
Yeah. So he's kind of got his. He actually has his back to the staircase you come up with, and you just see his hand. It's kind. Yeah. There's a pretty semi bad cut in it.
Ryan,
Yes.
I would not recommend that you get sea water in that. Do you need a salve?
And you kind of see him. He brings his hand around and looks at it, and you can see now that it is very definitely cut. It looks like he just grabbed a piece of like a broken bottle and tried to cut his stuff off his. it's
What-
sharp. He's
What
not.
did you do?
I was trying to make my attire more practical and don't have a knife.
Didn't we just give you a...
This is long. It's hard to do finesseful things up close with it.
Did you say you do not have knife?
I'm scared to answer this now.
You should be. I'm going to go check boat while you guys talk to him and make sure everything is ship shape.
Okay. I have an extra one of these too. I'll hand him a dagger.
He takes it with his non-cut hand. It's like, that would have worked much better. I'm going to go.
Everyone should have one of those.
Yes, I see this now.
Us poor folk use it as an eating implement too, but you don't have to do that if you brought some silverware. Did you bring silverware? I didn't see it in the chest.
I think I put it in one of the pockets of one of the finer jackets.
Good call. You probably don't want to eat with a dagger. I mean, it's fine, but you're accustomed to other things.
I'm going to go find something to put on this, and he kind of goes back below deck.
This is gonna be fun.
All right. So, as the quartermaster,
I love this guy so much. Thank you.
can I go into our supplies and create the contents of an explorer's pack?
What are you looking for from an explorer's pack with your supplies? Just out of curiosity.
A mess kit, some hard rations, some rope, like
I'm
a
generally
backpack.
assuming basic supplies like that are just part of the supplies you already paid for.
Right, like I'm figuring, like
Yeah.
if I go below decks and look in the things that we have already purchased for the boat, can I make the boy a backpack of useful things?
That would not be hard to do, no.
Okay.
So it could take some time, do that, and yeah. Anyway, whenever you are ready to set off, you see him come back above deck with some of that the frills off of that undershirt wrapped around his hands. Because he's like, I'm trying to deal with this myself, but I clearly have no idea what I'm doing.
I mean, at least he
Has he
learned to
made
do
it
that.
worse? Are his fingers purple?
Make a medicine check.
Cut off circulation.
13 plus 1, 14.
Not really. Like,
He's-
he seemed to be smart enough to know, alright, that hurts, so that's probably too tight.
So he's managed to stop the bleeding. In which case, I'm going to leave him alone. That's fine. He's trying.
He is very
trying.
much trying. He's just really bad at what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, but he's trying. But yeah, so, whenever you are ready, the captain can go ahead and make a water vehicle check with proficiency, because you are proficient in those.
Cool.
I'm the ship's carpenter, aren't I?
You're specifically the bosun, I believe.
There we go, bosun.
Which is technically the carpenter, and you also have a background that does a very similar ability. So.
Does everything look fine on the inside of the ship, the outside of the ship? Everybody looks like
Yeah,
they've got...
looks honestly freshly done. And like the room the lizard folk were staying in looks completely redone. Probably because all the wood that was in there rotted away from the previous thing. But it looks honestly like a brand new ship.
Good.
So.
I don't know about you, Captain, but everything else looks good and sturdy, including the really bad parts. So if you're ready, everything looks good.
All right. We'll go ahead and set sail. See what's in the key. So, this is what ability with proficiency?
This would be intelligence. So.
Okay. Hey! Nat 20. So 25. Pick up for shitty rolls. Yay!
Yep. Set off without a hitch. To the point that your orders are so clean and concise that even Brian, who has no godly idea how a boat works, is fumbling his way through actually helping. Like, he's actually helping, not just looking like he's helping. So you go off and let me take you to the new map, which north is actually the top.
Oh
my god,
brother!
Side note, not made by Wizards of the Coast, so that's a thing.
Earth
Hold the
Dragon
sea
be
princess.
praised.
So yeah, you all set off going southwest, southeast. It's south and east. I am stupid. It's fine.
I was gonna say, if we're going southwest, we ain't hitting the key. We're hitting Port Torvin.
No.
Is it this island?
No,
that
the
way?
keys are 3 days one way.
So, like there?
They're not actually on this map, unfortunately.
Oh.
Because the keys are something of my creation, and your boat can travel 120 miles in a day. So you can get to about there in a day.
In one day.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a good distance away.
Mm-hmm.
Is it actually like, I know we have to head southeast to get out of Saltmarsh, but is it then eventually like
It is
northeast in the sea?
eventually. It is mostly east. From what you've
Okay.
been told. Essentially, you guys come out of the bay, you clear the Bay of Javon, go into the Grander Azure Sea, and I would like the quartermaster to go ahead and make a navigation check.
Kingdom of
Okay.
Keloid.
What kind of check do you want? I have proficiency with navigator's tools. I don't know what
You can do wisdom with navigator's tools if you would like. So,
Oh man, I want some chocolate.
ooh. 21.
all right. You all, between all of the maps you have in old Snake Eye's desk and the map that Wizbolt gave you, not a problem. You go out and you're just like, we need to go that way, and you all are off. And quite honestly, first day out on the water, uneventful, calm. People are doing their thing. A couple of the crewmen have kind of amongst themselves figured out who's going to take day shift, who's going to take night shift. So that way, there's always someone awake to do something. Because unattended boat floating in the middle of the ocean at night is kind of a bad idea.
That's bad.
So
As I am looking at everyone's supplies to make sure that they can safely carry out their duties, do I notice anyone besides Boy who seems to have issues?
go ahead and make a perception check.
There's
20.
enough salt in the
Dirty.
sea, we do not know.
All right. For the most part, everyone else has what they need. Every once in a while, Ferrum specifically has to go below deck to grab something he didn't think he would need right away, but he seems to know where in his stuff that the things he needs are. Um, first
Does
day.
anyone have stuff that's like of shitty quality that I would rather
Um,
replace?
the two scouts that you all encountered at the house, their stuff's not the greatest.
So basically,
Mhm.
my goal is to give Brian supplies while also not embarrassing the ever loving shit out of him, right?
All right.
So it's like I'm looking to replace low quality or missing items for more than just him and basically give him a whole new set.
All right. Um, over the course of a day, that is easy enough to do. You kind of go out of your way a little bit to make sure everyone gets something, so it doesn't seem out of place. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. So like
Basically like I'm trying to like make granny style care packages for everyone. So at
yeah.
dinner at like the place where they have to get their thing, like a paper bag from granny with your name on it. Get your food and get your bag of stuff that wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
You know,
Easy
that.
enough to do. You can find one or two items for everybody that could be better.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the concept. That's basically what I, other than navigating and keeping track of all of that kind of seaworthy business for the day. I want to make sure everybody is kitted out by dinner time.
Easy enough to do.
And
Uh,
as we're traveling along, I'm going to make notations on one of the maps we have available, so that if we,
Yes.
basically to try to keep us from getting lost.
okay. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check with navigator's tools if you're proficient as well.
I am not.
Okay, then just give me a wisdom check.
Okay. I was doing the draw a map action.
Oh, well then do whatever that check says.
It doesn't have a roll.
Oh, no ability check is required. Well then never mind. I'm sorry. There was a lot of info to go through, and I'm getting
There
something
is.
mixed up.
There
So
is.
yeah, so easy enough to do. Yeah, that will definitely if you use draw map, will make it easier to get people home. So
Yep.
easy enough to do.
How confused is Ryba?
You know what? Make me an intelligence check for him, Jeff.
Oh boy, let me use one of the shitty. I mean, let me make this roll. Intelligence check for him. Okay. 5.
Yeah, that's water is wet and the boat do afloat. So
Water is wet.
let me put this in perspective. His current knowledge on boats and Brian's current knowledge on boats is slightly more for Ryba simply because he's been hanging out with sailors for a week.
Understood. But I guess he's really good at encouraging people that everything's okay.
I mean, if he doesn't know anything's wrong, it shouldn't be hard to convince other people.
You know what? Well, I don't know how character this would be in for Ryba, so we can like pretend it doesn't happen if that's a thing. But since he's an officer and technically doesn't have to do anything, and he's just kind of like twiddling his thumbs and being like, "Well, shit, everybody's doing something. I gotta go do something." He's gonna try to do the raise morale action to just like offer general encouragement as people are doing shit he has no clue how to do.
All right, go ahead and have him make the persuasion check.
It's like, good job with that line, and then like move on.
Yes, knots.
Yes, knots. That's nautical. Yes, perfect.
Oh my god.
Persuasion. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. 16.
All right. So the crew's quality score is not currently below 3.
Oh,
So you don't get the +1 bonus.
all right.
But the crew does in fact seem to have their morale raised a little bit. Especially Brian. Like mostly Brian, just for someone to say he's doing something good, he's happy.
I didn't read that part of it.
No, it's cool.
I want Ryba to do something.
Yeah, no, Ryba is doing things. Things are happening. Technically, I should have him make a con save, but I'll wait for Cube to actually get back for that. Because he doesn't do boats. Yeah, he doesn't do boats, so I'm gonna wait for Cube
I
himself
gave
to do
him
his.
seasickness drought for in his tea.
That's
You
true.
did. The question
You
is,
did.
does he use it? So,
It's like rolling a wisdom every day to remember.
well,
I guess
it's
it'd be
actually
intelligence.
it's good for 14 days once he takes it.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
but yeah. So, anywho, so first day, unless anyone else has something they would like to do, comes to an end. Dinner is had, and people get their little goodie bags with their dinner, and generally seem to enjoy the upgrade of equipment to the point that actually that is a plus a D4 to the quality score, and I rolled a 4.
Hey.
So there you go. The quality score of the crew is now 14 for this voyage. The +2 for the first voyage will wear off next time they come to a proper port. So be aware of that. However, stuff like that is a bit more fluid and would probably actually stick around. So
We'll see.
but
We'll
the
see how this voyage goes.
yeah, the +2 for the first voyage is not something they're going to have forever. Because you can only have one first voyage.
Makes sense.
Grandmama is not like son.
But yeah, so anyway, so the first day comes to a close. The crew, for the most part, does go to sleep. The ones that have volunteered to work the night shift come out and begin doing their works. Do any of the officers stay up through the night, or?
I do not. Do we have scouts looking out, or?
One of the jobs on the ship is watching the horizon from the crow's nest for possible people. So,
Well, we don't have Brian do that, so at least not overnight.
okay.
That could maybe be a day job for him, since it's not.
He could learn daytime and
I
then
will say,
some point later.
Porta volunteered to work night shift, and she is a druid. So,
Grandmama does grandmama hours, which means right after bed, right after dinner, tucks into bed, and wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
bad enough.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I will also say, Quinn, does a modified kind of a rotation. Like most people will sleep for 8 hours and be awake for the rest in one stretch. She'll actually do 4 hours of sleep, stay awake for time, another 4 hours of sleep, stay awake, and keep that cycle in order to be awake for both shifts to help manage things.
Wow. That's incredible.
I don't know anyone who does that.
Yeah, so it's yeah. She is very good at taking orders, but it's very clear that she is used to being in the position of power, but she's also has very good at the ability of stepping out of that position when need be. So
a lot of times
Well,
the
I
same
know
position.
who we're leaving in charge of the ship when the four of us go somewhere.
yeah. So yeah,
Boat
you
swap.
guys come to on the second day. The boat is not on fire and still floating. So
I feel
Uh,
like Ryba's job might be in danger. Just kidding.
I
uh,
am gonna spend the first bit of day after breakfast, seeing what Boy can do with that rapier since I have a shield, and I
Hell.
do not want Grandmama to murder him.
then let's go to the
By
sea
Grandmama
ghost
accident.
does not murder. Grandmama
Alright,
trains.
so you're
Yes,
on
Grandmama
night
trains with La
shift.
Chocla sometimes. It is painful, Grandmama.
You're on
But
night
you
shift.
learn, do you not, boy?
And
But he's
you're on
skinny
night shift.
human boy.
Okay.
He does not have tough skin.
So,
and I pat my
Ooh.
belly real hard.
You
So-
got called boy.
You want to
Yes.
do a mock combat, right?
Yes, a mock combat. The combat of
Alright,
mocking.
so go ahead and position yourself wherever you believe you would be when fighting Brian.
Is
And the rest of you, feel free to take bets on this.
is Samuel, the not toucan, sitting on Captain's shoulders right now?
Yes.
I'm gonna send Blimithy to sit on your other shoulder.
Names are getting progressively worse. I love it.
Oh yes, and it's gonna keep happening.
All right. Yeah. So you have a toucan on one shoulder and a purple and yellow pseudo dragon on the other shoulder.
Oh. Do we have a side fight?
We have
And you just, when you say that, you kind of just hear in your mind, not from your familiar. I mean, am I supposed to?
no
He
fighting.
seems nice.
Oh. I can have a whole conversation in my head. This is wonderful. I'm just thinking that. I'm not saying that out loud.
Yeah, I know. It's fun. It's always interesting to see what people are thinking.
Right, well, I can think with Samuel. Samuel, say hi. Hi.
Fun fact, the crow stat block has a mimic ability, and he's using the crow stat block for his, so sure. Anyway, so you come forward, and you, how do you approach the former noble with this? I'm curious.
First, I basically pull out the not good shield, the
Just
everyday
a
shield.
crappy, round wood single handle shield kind of a thing. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to start some training as we have a lull in things to do right this second. I stress the word lull because there is stuff to do. We can take a moment.
All right. And you see him kind of draw the rapier and take what is very obviously a sport fencing stance, not a fighting stance.
Hmm. There's two of me. Why are there two of me? Just realized this.
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Okay. I
Alright,
yell at over my shoulder to Grandmama is, take note, Grandmama, so we can adjust it later.
Alright. Well, let me check something real quick.
Oh no.
Okay. Nope, I was seeing how rough the sea was today.
Okay. Suddenly, everyone overboard.
So, sorry. Go ahead.
Keep going.
No.
I hop over the rail, to sit on top of the lifeboat to like cross-legged, to study what is happening and get the measure of this boy.
Alright.
And I'm just standing at the railing, arms crossed, with a bird and pseudo dragon on shoulders.
Okay. So you yeah. So do you want to actually do a mock, like a quote unquote training fight where you just go into combat and just not, instead of falling unconscious, it's to a yield?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, that's the dice roller. Roll initiative.
Oh no. Oh, you know what? Whatever. Oh, I had myself selected. Yes.
Good job, Ryan.
Thank God this is a mock fight.
Good job, Ryan. All right. Well, you're up first.
So I'm gonna bully charge him. I'm basically just gonna run up and try and deck him with my shield.
Like knock him prone, or?
Yes, it's like a push, but with my shield.
All right. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I have
This
a
would actually
paid for nat 1, so it's a nat 1.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll his athletics check because why not?
It's gonna be a nat 20.
That one's cocked.
Face crunched.
So you charge forward and you get a solid hit on him, and he very quickly goes from a sport fencing to a very fancy on guard position. Sees you charge him, just goes and just curls up, and you actually contact him, like land full charge, and he gets knocked back a space, but does not fall.
What was that? Nope. Okay. And 5'10", and I don't have something that's not dangerous.
For the sake of this, I'll call it pulling your punches, so to speak. So go ahead and use weapons for weapons free, more or less.
I'm going to hit him with this. Uh-oh.
I mean, that definitely hits.
Actually, use my dice because I got them out for a reason. That's a 7.
Is that plus your modifier damage?
That should be a 9 then.
Okay. So, you go in, get a solid hit, pulling it so as to not actually seriously harm him, but he would be bloodied if that was a full contact hit.
Oh lord.
So that is your turn. It is now his turn, and he's going to come at you with his new rapier and actually roll a 21 to hit.
Ow.
Damn.
It was a high roll. I'm going to assume that hits somehow.
Yes, Grandma is jiving.
And you take 3 piercing damage.
No, 3 piercing damage.
And that's all he has. Alright, so go ahead, and it is your turn again.
I'm gonna go for the feet. I'm gonna try and whack him in his toesies.
Alright, go ahead and roll to hit. He jumps over your morning star as if it were a jump rope. Because memes.
You are very agile, Brian. Nice jump.
Can I say that this is like happening fast enough that I don't have enough time to pull it up and see what he does with this? Like,
Yeah.
I kind of slow down because I'm gonna beat his ass otherwise, so I just kind of see what he does with the fact that I have missed and am obviously open.
All right. So
he's getting encouragement from Grandmama. He should be good.
So you're essentially, are you letting yourself get hit in this case, or?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, this would be with advantage for him. That's a 16 to hit.
That misses.
All right. So he hears their encouragement, looks over, says thank you, and just stabs right into the shield with you literally wide open. It's just like, oh,
Thank God it didn't. Thank God you did not hit me harder. It would have got stuck in shield, and I swing at him with my fist.
All right. Strength plus prof.
18.
That hits. And it is 1 plus your strength modifier damage.
So it's 1 point of damage.
Okay. So you just kind of sucker punch him, and he's just like, this is a sword fight. You can't hit me like that.
Watch me. Do you want me to do it again?
It is his turn, and I'm assuming you're not letting him hit you this time.
No, the shield is back up.
There's no rules on the sea, boy.
That's an 8 to hit.
No, I'm just...
Yeah.
If we are boarded by enemy, they do not follow antiquated rules like this. They fight to win.
Wait till this guy comes up against someone with a bow.
Oh.
Anyway, that is his turn, because he only gets 1 attack. Tyrion.
Grandmama has point, and Grandmama also fights a bit dirty sometimes with La Chacla. Ah! And I jump at him and try and bite him.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lot. I did not expect that.
I guess make an unarmed strike?
I think that's more of my other characters, like Breska bleeding through, but I don't care at this point. I have said it. I'm done.
Sure, unarmed strike. So
A
strength
10?
plus proficiency again. God, alright.
12. Excuse me, 12. I can count.
That misses. It's
thank
also
God.
worth noting, he's wearing a very fine breastplate.
I'm just trying to bite his hand, so...
I know, but like for AC calculation, he is wearing metal armor. For what that's worth. So
Tyrion uses La Champla. It is not effective.
all right.
That was not La Chancla. That was La Champla. He missed.
I said.
He said La Champla. Chomp.
All right. So it is.
It's not very effective.
It is
That's great.
Brian's turn again. That's a 5.
The sword comes down and I block with my shield? Okay. I try and shield bash him again. Do you have any other thing to try? Like, can you set my shorts on fire? Can you,
I'm sorry, what was your hit there? I didn't hear.
Oh,
my mom walked in.
It would be a 17.
Well, so you come in with your Morning Star and try to hit, and you see him in a panic grab what he was wearing, like a short, like 3-foot, for lack of a better term, cape, but it's more of like a cloak. And he, in a flourish, grabs that off of his shoulder and moves it in front of your Morning Star to block your attack ever so slightly, to just barely miss.
Okay, I tried to shield bash him, but close. That sounds cooler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
I did not hear a word you said. My mom walked in and I was trying to give her attention.
Okay,
But
I thought
there
you
you go. That
said
sounded cool anyway.
There we go. You got clap at the grandmama. Good job.
Yeah. And he now is holding that cloak in his offhand.
So my mace, my morning star, is incapacitated?
No, that is his parry ability. I just gave some extra noble flair.
Okay. What am I, bull now?
And you kind of see him think for a moment. Olay? Just like, is this rude? This might be rude.
You
Anyway,
are bull-headed, Sal.
that is your turn.
All of
He's
you.
going to go ahead and make a rapier attack and roll a 6.
I know he's heavy, boy, but you must keep the point of the sword up, or you will not walk out of fight under your own power.
Alright. He only gets 1 attack, so it is your turn again.
Okay, I'm going to start using spells at this rate. Oh, we fully healed. I have all my spell slots back.
You do have all your spell slots back, and you could re-prepare if you want to.
I like what I have right now, so we are going to... Nope. There we go.
Oh, God!
Come here, spiritual weapon. I'm gonna summon it right
So
there.
he's standing there, very intently focused on you, and he hears the arcane behind him. He looks back. He's like, "What the heck? This isn't fair." It just has a moment. Go ahead and roll your spiritual weapon to hit.
Wait, what does spirit weapon get?
Your spell attack bonus.
There we go. No, I don't know what it is now, because I don't do this enough now. That would be 13? I'm pretty sure that doesn't hit.
That misses.
And that's an action to do that, right?
It is a bonus action to do that.
So I can still take a swing at him.
You can still take a swing at him.
Okay. All is fair in love and training. Ooh, not that. That would be a 12.
That also misses.
Yeah.
You see him kind of dodge out of the way of the spiritual weapon, and your morning star just comes and hits the back of his breastplate, and you almost knock him over with it because he's very not used to fighting people 2-on-1. So he's gonna try to attack your spiritual weapon.
Okay, this is new.
And it's an auto miss, so because I mean it doesn't have hit points or an AC, so
that is
just
good idea. You learn from this, right, Grandmama? I asked Grandmama as I go to take another swing at him whether that was a smart thing to do or not.
I mean, he's attacking what seems to be the largest threat
Jills,
at the moment.
you're muted. You're talking.
I said time will tell.
All right, go ahead and roll your attacks at this point.
First attack misses. That'll be my attack, and then second attack, which is the whip, is a unnatural 20.
Yeah, no, that hits.
And it's a D8, right? Yep.
It's D8 plus wisdom, isn't it?
Spellcasting ability modifier, which is in fact wisdom, so it is 3 whole points.
All right, it takes a hit, and he is starting to look pretty rough. So, and it is his turn again. He, realizing that the spiritual weapon attacking that doesn't do anything, is going to turn back to you and actually roll a 21 again.
Oh, thank God. Ow!
And you take 6 piercing damage as his rapier finds a gap in your shield. are in your stance, and he does a stab.
Thank God.
Spiritual weapon's not concentration, right?
One bonus action, 60 feet, lasts for 1 minute. No.
Nope. Okay.
Um.
Your turn.
Okay, so that's a different thing. That's not what I. All right. So we're going to take 2 more attacks. First attack will come from me. That does not hit. Second attack will come from it. Oh, that definitely does not hit. I missed with an 8 and a 2.
Yep, those are definitely misses.
And I go, yes, you're doing a good job. Now hit me again. I don't give him a chance to. I just
he's going to try to hit you again. 19.
that hits.
All right. Another 6 piercing damage.
Going to kick my ass.
Does
Glorious.
he seem to be pressing his attack effectively, or does he look like he's like shying? What's his demeanor like? How does it look? Like, does he look confident?
Make an insight check.
14.
Negative? Like, it looks like he's confident in the form, but not the actual part of stabbing somebody.
Okay, so I say, good. You are doing well. Now follow through.
Wait, it's his turn, right? Or did he
no,
just
he
hit me?
just went. It's your turn.
Okay. I'm going to have the weapon attack first.
All right.
Which is misses with a 10. And
Yep.
then I'm gonna Morning Star at his feeties again and see if that actually works. That is a 16.
He manages to parry it off again using his cloak. Alright, he's going to go ahead and take another rapier attack. Roll a 12.
Does not hit.
And then be sad about it.
Rolls a 12, then be sad.
Press forward, step into his guard. I'm like shouting at him, trying to give him instructions, and
Make him bleed!
Go for the arm! It's the weak point!
At this point... Wait, if the weapon's attacks, it's still a bonus action, right?
The spiritual weapon attacks at a bonus action, yes.
Okay. Got to check this before I try this. Probably not going to work because it seems to work. Oh, thank God, that is what I thought it was. But we're going to give it a try. I'm going to attack with the bonus weapon. Nope. It's just waving above his head at this point. It rolled a 3.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and set his pants on fire.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
He rolled a nat 1.
No.
he did not expect that.
He
Also,
did not
my boat on fire.
It's just his pants.
It is a sacred flame, so it is radiant damage, not fire damage, so it's fine.
Oh, do I vaporize his pants in a blast of unholiness?
You singed the bottom of the cuffs, and they actually look a bit more designed. They look like they're a bit better adapted to life on the ocean now.
Ah!
And he also looks like he only has a couple of hit points left. And he's going to, in desperation, try to hit, roll a 6,
Grandmama said knock him out.
and then contemplate his life choices that brought him here.
Oh boy. At least he's trying, even though he probably does shave.
Definitely, he is trying. And his form is very good. He just doesn't want to stab people.
Okay, so I don't know if I can act out of initiative order here, but what I would like to do, seeing Brian get absolutely shellacked and lit on fire and a spiritual whip behind him, like, this is... I'm glad he survived this long, but I want to help him a little bit now.
Alright, what do you want to do?
I would like to cast my mage hand and make it invisible.
Alright.
So it's like spectral and shimmering, and have it tap Tyrion's shoulder as they're trying
God.
to
Hit him.
either as Brian's making. Oh no, Brian just had their attack, so I'm
Yeah.
going to do that as Tyrion is trying to do their next strike.
Okay. While you do that, actually, you see Quinn come up and actually give a word of encouragement to Brian, and he gains things based off of that. So,
For the
Shit,
briefest,
she's a bard.
not inspiration, actually.
Oh, inspiring leader. Got it.
for the briefest moment, I thought you were gonna pinch me on the ass with that to distract me. Thank you for just tapping me on the
All right.
shoulder.
So,
Yeah. Not
Appreciate
Check
that.
like. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
okay. So in that case, Tyrion, your next Morningstar attack has disadvantage
Righto.
because you are being distracted.
Next one is the goose.
No. Keep that magic hand above the belt. I swing with a nat 1 anyways.
Wow.
All right, so you go to swing, and you are aiming for his feet again, but instead of doing like a sweeping foot shot, you go for like a carnival hammer game shot and just send it into the top of the deck.
Oh no.
Shit, you just hear me say
roll
shit. I'm
damage
going to have
for
to
me
fix
real
that.
quick.
Oh
Roll
no.
damage for me.
That's a 8, right? Yeah, 8.
It's a D8, yeah.
7.
Well, good news for
Grandma's
you.
very angry.
The hull has a damage
Hold on,
threshold
guys.
of 10, meaning anything less than that is
Yeah, a
considered
little bit.
cosmetic damage. So,
Sorry, what were you saying?
the hull doesn't take damage unless the damaging number is more than 10.
Okay.
So, it looks like crap, but functionally it's fine.
Damn it, I'm going to have to fix that.
Alright.
And spiritual
so-
weapon, please do something. It rolled a 3.
This fight is just a back and forth of miss.
I pulled
miss,
this spirit
miss,
weapon
miss.
out, and now it's just shit.
Alright.
miss.
He's gonna go ahead and make another strike. Roll a 10.
No. I would say hit me, but I can't
One
hit you
thing
either.
I will say, you notice that someone like it's sparring, but it's sparring with live weapons, so there are definitely like injuries and such. Some of them have like this weird semi-liquid coating on them now, from whatever Quinn said. It's the visualization
yeah.
of the 10 hit points. Shush.
Yeah.
So.
What are you doing? When have you been able to do that? Why didn't you do that from the start?
I didn't do this. I don't know what this is. What's happening?
What do you mean you didn't do it?
And he just stabs.
Oh my.
Wait, no, he just stabbed. It's your turn to stab.
I thought you said he dabbed, and I was like, don't dab in the middle of a fight.
Don't worry. I know the perfect blocking technique.
My roll is a 17.
Make your spiritual weapon roll before you roll damage.
Okay. Oh, for me or for?
Like roll the 2 hit for the spiritual weapon before you roll damage for your hit.
Gotcha. That would be a 2, dog.
Okay. So he's so distracted by whatever's going on with his wounds that he doesn't think to parry that particular hit. So
Okay. So wait,
go
it's
ahead
his
and
wounds
roll
that are
damage.
doing the shiny thing,
it'll
or is it his sword that's doing the shiny thing?
No, the shiny thing is completely unrelated to him. What happened was Quincella said something similar to how like a bard would do inspiration, and that something gave him temporary hit points. So the covering over the wounds is a visualization of having those temporary hit points.
But to me, his wounds, because I thought his sword was doing a shiny.
No. He's What's essentially happening is his wounds now look like they're just kind of filled in a little bit with magic.
Okay. Can I change what I was going to do because I thought his sword was shiny and not his wounds?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Okay, so since his wounds are looking suddenly very weird, my cleric is going to be like, oh, fuck this, I've done something bad, and I'm just going to drop the weapons and try and heal him because I don't know where the fuck this is happening with his ouchies, and, shit.
Do me a favor and make an attack with your spell attack modifier.
Spell attack
Because
modifier.
he's still fighting you and doesn't know what you're trying to do.
I mean, obviously.
So,
Good old touch attack.
Spell attack.
yeah, I'm pretty much treating this like inflict wounds.
That's a 14.
So that does miss. So he actually does manage to kind of block your advance away as if he were still fighting you. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
so
me saying
seeing
shit now.
him freak out, right? And do I recognize that he's attempting to heal?
You would, yes, because you've spent a good chunk of time with him, so.
I'm just putting that there so I remember what I used, technically.
Okay. Yeah. No, but you would recognize that as a healing spell of some sort.
Okay. So I kind of like jump up and go like, okay, time.
Alright.
Break it up, boys.
The
what-
second you do that, Brian just drops his sword and kind of puts his hands on his knees and just starts heavily panting.
I didn't check this morning star. I didn't make sure it was okay. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, what's wrong with this? Bless. And I start just praying and trying to like heal whatever the fuck I did, because I don't know where the shit that came from.
Yeah.
Got random stuff touching me, and now like this.
Brian, are you all right? It looked as though Cell thought you may not be. He just tried to heal you. You dodged it, but it was curing magic.
Oh, what's happening?
Are you all right?
I'll admit my usual training is to get the first hits and then reset to equal playing field and then go for that first hit again. So I do better when I'm just trying to get the first hits. So the multiple turn attempt at whatever that was is new to me. This is also new to me, and he kind of points to one of the wounds that has this glistening effect to it that will eventually fades away.
I do not know what that is. Did something... Are you a mage?
Not that I know of. This is new.
Did
Is this the... Am I having heat
Spimothy
stroke? Is this
see
what heat
anything?
stroke is? Is this real?
since they were up there, she was up there casting that. Did Spimothy see anything?
Yeah, they would have seen Quinn come over into a certain threshold of distance, say something, and then whenever they said something, that effect happened.
Do they say anything to us, or they just sit there quietly?
Do you ask?
Because
if you don't ask, I don't say anything.
He wouldn't know because he hasn't been around me long enough, so he probably wouldn't instinctively say anything because he's just like, I don't know.
I mean, he did definitely observe it. And honestly, Merrick or, well, in this case, Ryba, but mostly Merrick, would also have noticed that pretty much.
But yeah,
especially because she stepped up at the same time you were doing something with your mage hand. And did it.
Yeah, but like...
Oh, you're just full of surprises. Do I notice I know I'm a little bit away from the guy, but do
with
I
your
notice...
passive perception? Yeah, you would notice.
Well, not just that, but I remembered seeing her like sweating but not sweating before. Is it a similar type of effect?
It does appear to be water-based as well.
Oh, I didn't know you could sweat on other people.
Well, it's it's an ability I picked up with my older crew. Help them out when they were in need. Figured he's new. Go easier on him at first. Break him in later. It's more fun once they get used to it.
That's why I just tried to distract the little guy attacking him.
Similar plans, then different executions.
Right. You're not used to being a crewmate, are you?
That obvious.
Aye. You do the work of about 2 or 3 of them on your own without me yelling at you.
I try to make myself useful whenever I am asked or whenever I am not, and I see something that needs done. Just glad to honestly, I'm just glad to be back out on the water.
Well, I'm glad to have you.
Thank
Maybe
you.
you balance out a little bit for what the lad lacks at the moment.
He'll get there, I think.
Aye, he's learning.
Might have to break him a couple times first, but he'll get there.
Yeah, Tyrion,
Aye.
you didn't do that to him.
What?
The watery bits on his wounds, you didn't do that.
Where did it come from?
It was Quinn.
Oh. You see, there you go. That is... Normal combatants will not care, but it's good to have them come for and help you, yes? I said this to Brian. Okay.
Yes, teamwork. People working with you, not for you. I know this very well, yes.
I'm gonna gently pat him on his head as I stand up from praying and actually cast Cure Wounds on him.
Alright,
Aww.
yeah. And that takes him back up to full, more or less. I'm not going to do the exact math, but it's close enough. He's better. So yeah. Oh wait, that was a second level casting, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, that's definitely beyond full then. Never mind. That's full and then some. But yeah, so. And Quinn's kind of on the other. It's been a while. Sparring. It's always fun.
Elena pops up off the boat and pats Brian on the shoulder and says, "You got some good hits in. Tomorrow
agree.
we will give you partner and let you face me."
I've just
The color fade from his face. All right. I'm gonna, and he just walks off.
So
below
this
deck.
is where we have the crew battle royale. We don't need to wait till higher levels. It's just sparring during travel.
I mean, I am 100% down for that.
Oh no, I've started Smash Bros in our game and I don't like it.
I
I mean, we have 4 people, so I guess it's more like Tekken Tag.
True.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
That took most of the morning, right?
That
For all morning?
Well, that
I
was
mean, it's like 5
like
turns
a
of
minute.
yeah, the combat
Yeah.
itself is relatively short. The cleanup and him becoming back to a useful state afterwards takes most of the morning, though. Yes.
Then after we have eaten like midday meal and shit, I'm gonna work on trying to fix the dent. The tiny little dent I just put in the top deck.
Easy enough to do since it does not actually affect the hit point. You can just kind of go back and just realign the boards and make it look well enough. Probably
Just
should watch the step there though.
Cursing the whole time. Stupid, they missed and then I put dent in there.
But yeah. So that was the morning of the second day of travel, and
Now we get a real fight.
I mean, should we?
Oh god.
It could be fun. I don't know who you want to give him as a partner.
like if we want to do this, we could. I mean, I know who I would give him as a partner, but that's not fair because I know all the stat blocks.
I call sitting on the boat.
Well, I mean, it seemed like Quinn was very capable and willing to assist, but the Quinn is like the best at everything on this boat. So, I
Give
don't
him
know.
Ryba, he really won't have pants at this rate.
So, having seen, did I notice how keenly Quinn was like seeing the other crew members and stuff, or is that not something I've picked up on?
Like how she was like attending to people that needed it and stuff, kind of trying
Mhm.
to burden. Yeah, it's not. Sometimes it's subtle. Other times it's literally just like a case of someone needs help picking up something, and she'll just go over and do it.
Okay, so at some point she's like leaning, looking somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Or is there some point where she's like up in the crow's nest,
Um.
or what is she doing?
Well, at the moment she was steering because no one else was.
Ah, okay.
So
So
Because the captain just abandoned it.
yeah, more or less. Once you take the helm back, if essentially she would go to the next job that needs done, and in this case, it would probably be lookout. Yeah. So
okay,
I don't
so
actually have a map area for the crow's nest.
you're
So
fine. So I climbed the ladder into the nest and say, and just like make conversation. I notice you are watching the crew with keen eyes. You have much experience in the the life of a sailor, it seems, and a keen eye for what needs doing and who needs help.
I've been on the water since, well, when I was 16, but honestly before that, it's the only life I've known.
Hmm.
It's
Have you done much training of crew members?
every once in a while. Um, it's normally not from the basics, but well, I can. Yeah, I've taught people a couple of times. Typically speaking, I don't fight fair, and it's I was the one that people came to when certain crew members needed to learn that lesson of I don't fight fair.
I think you and I have that in common.
I don't think you know just how much, but I agree. How long have you been on the water? You seem to have some time under you as well.
I have been off the water for 5 or 6 years, but before that, most of my life was spent at sea.
Yes. It's always calming once you actually get out here and it's just water as far as you can see. The problems of the rest of the world just don't exist out here.
It is baser that way. I am curious what you think. I want to continue helping Brian with his combat training. He has learned some, but he does not understand how real fights happen. Uh,
Well,
who do you think would be a a good match with him for sparring against me?
against you. Well,
Mm.
I I haven't
I'm kind of
seen.
watching to see if she thinks that that's stupid, right?
No,
Like, does
it,
she think I don't got it? That's
make an
my.
Took
insight
on.
check.
While this is going on in the middle of steering, I assume I saw our rather large half orc climb into the crow's
It
nest.
is not subtle. Yes.
Okay. I would like to pay attention to their conversation
Okay.
because I can read lips.
You can
Okay.
read lips.
16.
You kind of see her take a minute and look you over, because she hasn't seen you in a fight, so she doesn't know exactly what you're capable of. But she kind of thinks for a minute. Well, you definitely rely on your strength. That is pretty easy to infer.
Sometimes I get angry and things get interesting.
Well, that always sounds like a fun time to me. Are you looking for another crew member to have on his side, or one of the other officers?
I'm curious what you think would make an even or interesting fight. I uh I would like to see how uh Sir Brian uh works in concert with another.
Well, in that case, I would recommend someone of a similar martial prowess, probably similar in haughtiness, to make it so they have to rely on each other instead of one person do all the work and the other one just kind of stand back and stab every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Who
Quite
stands back and stabs?
honestly, if I had to choose, I would say either your grandson or Phantom, but probably more towards your grandson. At least it would be, I won't lie, it'd be interesting to see how hard your grandson would hit you.
Ah, it has been a long time since he landed a hit on me.
I'm sorry, I was paying attention to something else. What is this about me fighting something?
You fighting your grandma.
What chocolate say no?
I mean, don't get me wrong, if you want it to be a more fair fight, I would probably go with one of those two. I mean, if you always want to have fun, I'd gladly take a go at him, but that would not be fair or educational.
I I think that we can give him a chance to get his feet under him before we unleash the kraken, so to speak.
Well, you honestly want to give him a challenge to start things off slowly? Have him train on a day where the ocean's a bit more rough. He'd lose his footwork almost instantly.
That's an interesting concept.
It is, which
This
is why I rolled for it beforehand, because he doesn't have experience on a boat like everyone else does. So his
Yes.
footwork is not adapted for boats.
yeah. Uh okay. That that was all.
Okay.
But
Well,
I do not mean to cause distraction from your lookout. We just
oh no.
had not had much opportunity to chat with one another. What is there something in particular? Because I gave every crew member right something right, but
Yeah,
I'm guessing Quinn's all of Quinn's stuff was of better quality
honestly,
than our mediocre things.
one of she usually one thing she did have on her was a very rusty knife that you offered a replacement of, but she's actually still carrying that older rusted one that she had alongside the newer one you would have given her. They're like a folding knife.
Okay.
So she's carrying them both.
Huh. Okay.
So
Cool. I'm going to note that, but not call attention to it.
okay.
Um, and just slide back down.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to do, that will conclude the second day of your 3-day one-way journey. On the, do we want to take a break? I don't know. It's kind of a shorter session tonight, so
We're done in not a terribly long time, right? Or what's the word on that?
um, well, how late do you all want to go? Like, does anyone have to work tomorrow super early?
I have an appointment at the gym in the morning.
I have an all-day shift, but I
I
don't mind going a little bit longer.
I wake up at 6:30 regularly for work.
Y'all want to call it 10:30 then, since we got a bit of a late start, or is that too late?
That
That's fine.
works.
Works for me.
Okay, yeah, we'll call it 10:30 then. So a little bit longer. So you all wake up on the third day. One sec.
Awkward bread boxing.
There's a cat awkward bread box. I'm looking for some.
So you know the scratcher thing on the floor?
Uh-huh.
She's bread boxing, but only 2/3 of her body is on it. She's like not straight along it. She's like cocked sideways.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, awkward bread boxing. Cat. Why?
All right. So you guys awaken on the third day of your trip, and it is reasonably more humid and reasonably hotter. And you kind of think back for a moment, and Wizbolt specifically mentioned something about the area around the Isle of Reptilia was a more tropical climate than the surrounding waters.
We're getting warmer, as it were.
Yeah, and it is
Oh, Lord,
like
Captain.
like double the humidity and like a solid 10 degrees higher.
10 degrees hotter.
So it's
Oh.
kind of miserable, but nothing that anyone that's experienced ocean travel before wouldn't have issues with.
How are
How about
the
Ryan and Ryba?
how are
Um,
the seas?
the seas, actually, almost completely calm. So it is a much calmer day, despite the fact it is much warmer. And the wind's catching no problem. But yeah, and
I have
so
a question, Captain.
What is it?
Would you like to see us continue to break in Sir Brian today, or should we wait until later in our journey to see how thoroughly we can break him?
Well, it was supposed to be a 3-day travel. It's getting warmer here, so it seems like we're getting close.
you are on your third day of travel, so
It may not be the best idea to get into any kind of sparring now because we don't know what we're going to run into on the island. And as
That-
much as I agree that he needs the training, I think it's better if we're all well prepared and fresh for whatever we may encounter.
I will leave the boy in one piece then, for now.
We may need more crew, so if you can break him in half and still have him functional, then that might also help. But that's a later thing.
that is a future problem, as it's like to be called. Alright, so someone give me a perception check. I don't care.
I'm good at those.
I'm also good at those.
My
Not
dice
as good as
suck,
you.
though.
Those.
10.
Okay, so we have a 10.
Mm, 16 plus 3, 19.
Alright.
Will
That
Ryba make one too?
would
Sure.
be an unnatural 20.
Okay.
12 for Ryba.
Alright. So, Merrick, you're just kind of in your office, very casually, going through the maps, double checking, like, okay, we should be here, and they're here.
Charting the course.
Yeah, so they should be somewhere. And while you're in there, Yelena and Tyrion see land. Which is kind of a big deal because the ocean is very open and you have not seen land since you left Saltmarsh. So,
Do I know what like are we nearing the correct is this the right part of day? Are we navigating correctly? This is our island, probably.
based off of your earlier check, this should be it. It's the island you can see on the horizon. You're not sure if it's the exact island you're looking for, but you're with 99% confidence sure it's part of the cluster of islands.
Okay.
So now it would just be a matter of finding which island.
So I assume there's a bell in the nest for this kind of thing.
There's a bell in the nest. There's a bell at the bottom of the nest. There's a bell by the captain's door. There's a bell in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's a bell
And
up by the wheel.
not like an alarm bell, but like a single clang, to draw attention to the fact that we're approaching land.
All right. And with that singular clang, the crew above deck gets to work in a much more quickened pace, and the crew that was asleep below deck also comes above deck to see what's going on because bell and
Bell.
ship.
Boat.
I do that.
Yep.
That whistle.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
And,
not gonna do that again.
yeah,
Sorry.
Merrick, you just hear a bunch of commotion outside of your office and a bell for some reason.
Oh yeah, once I heard the bell, I'm going
Yeah.
up to
And,
investigate the source.
And once you are up there, it's very easy to see that there is land on the horizon.
Oh,
So,
right on schedule.
Sea ho meet land ho.
They're both slippery when wet.
Oh whoa.
Oh no.
all right. We're just going to ignore that and move on with our day.
Don't clam up on me, DM.
All right. So after about the island that you can see is literally breaking the horizon just ever so barely. So you're still a couple hours away from it. But over the course of those few hours, you get to there, and on the map, what is a series of about 12 islands is actually a series of about 40 that are 40 that are incredibly small and dotted in between all of these with 12 main much larger islands. However, you do have a map that has the islands you are looking for circled because no. So
Yay.
Let's make our way towards the circled isle
Alright.
then.
Someone. Oh,
Would
good.
would it have been possible while we found land to have the crew prepare the triangular sails instead of the square one?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
to
that's
make sure we have some extra maneuverability regardless of where the wind is in the middle of these islands?
yeah, that's doable. It would take a little. There would be a period of time where there would be no sails up on the ship because that's how it would work, and it would
maybe
take
like an extra hour or so.
yeah, take call it an hour to get the old ones down, an hour to get the new ones up.
Okay.
So yeah, you can get those put on, no problem. I would like the quartermaster to go ahead and make another navigator's tools check to find the island that you are looking for.
This could go poorly.
With advantage because you have a map that actually says where you're going.
I don't need it.
Oh, you rolled a 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay.
So easy enough. You just kind of spend a second, look at the map, look over. That one. And you all go off and yeah. And the island, yeah, the island you all go to is on the map. None of the islands are labeled in common, so, but they each have like a name written on them in Gnomish. But I don't think anyone here reads that. So,
All right, this is the island of
I want to
Snurflurblin.
try to sound it out.
it's written in Gnomish letters. So,
which script
wait,
is that?
Gnomish is a dwarven script, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dwarven script.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
That's gonna go terribly. 9.
Nine.
You too, Cat.
It's like Blender, Blender, the island of Blender.
Do you need
Yep.
help, Grandmama?
What? I am telling you name of island. The island is island of Blindir.
That does not. Right. I
Do you want to make an intelligence check on the map as well to try and?
yes, I will give. It's gonna end up like being a nat 1 or some shit. It is a 13. Slightly better, I guess.
So you look at it, and it's not Blindir. It's like Vipot.
My butt.
And then
Vespa?
the two of you kind of think for a moment, and you all kind of agree on the Vi and the deer. And after like a minute of delegation, the island of Viper.
Oh.
I'm a snake.
And as you get closer, it is actually kind of elongated and has a mountain peak in the middle, kind of like a pit viper's scales. Hi, I'm a nerd with snakes, so like it's got like
You're a nerd with lots of things.
I am a
This is
nerd with
true.
lots of things, but also snakes. So
Snake Lover 11.
No way that can be misconstrued.
yeah,
Nope.
please no. But no, it is that, and you they're at the angle you guys are approaching on does not appear to have any sort of dock.
Oh, well then we'll need to anchor offshore a ways and take a smaller boat to shore.
Okay. That is
Lord, I'm
easy enough
having
to...
Sea of Thieves vibes.
I totally didn't debate getting the Sea of Thieves Island map for this or anything.
Oh, Lord.
I seriously considered it. But yeah, it's easy enough to do. The crew gets the rowboat ready to go, throws you all some more basic supplies, puts your weapons on board, and
I would like to find Quinn wherever she might be.
yeah. The entire crew at this point is on the upper deck making preparations. So
All of us are gonna go investigate the island.
Alright.
While we're out, Quinn, you're in charge.
oh, thank you, sir. I'll keep her in one piece.
Everyone, if I come back and found you were a shit to Quinn, there's gonna be trouble.
Make an
Bye.
intimidation check. Just do it. It's fun.
Just do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. That is a 3.
Okay. I mean, you're paying these people, so they're gonna listen to you, but you're not, you know.
It's like, why would we give her shit? She's been
Yeah.
helping us for the last 3 days.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like, she's nice. Why would we hate her?
You've lost your
We
mind,
like
old man.
her. What? Why was this a command?
Yeah, more or less. It's fun.
But alright.
Game is fun.
Yeah.
So,
So
between the 4 of you on the boats, it does not take but 20 minutes, and if that, to get to shore.
I'll be right back.
Okay. As you get to shore, I know we're like 40 minutes out, but do we want to take like a 5-minute break? Do people need to get up and go do things? I feel like people need to get up and go do things because I kind of went through the break we normally take.
My legs say yes.
Okay, take a break. We'll pick back up with you all getting on the island.
You guys heard the DM. Go!
roll okay? I was kind of nervous about it.
That was good.
I was trying to keep it entertaining, but not drag on too long.
That was good times. The sparring was that was fun. Guess we lucked out on the random encounters, huh?
Yeah. Now, I haven't rolled yet for the way back. I'm actually going to do that while I'm sitting here thinking about it. Okay.
Hopefully, we can get something wrapped up in the next 30 minutes.
Not. I have a point I think would be a good stopping point that we should be able to get to within no problem. Cool. But if we need to stop somewhere else, just speak up.
No, I'm good. Just,
Hello, Fred. Make
Okay.
yourself at home.
I didn't know if we were just gonna run into this some kind of massive dungeon or something like that. Like, oh, well, we're in the middle of this now.
No, there is a very good stopping point coming up. That shouldn't take. I don't think it'll take that long to get to, but I don't know. So
We'll spar along the way just to make it extra.
yeah.
Ever see a clone with an ass like this?
Warlocks really don't get a lot of spell slots.
No, they do not.
You get spells, but no.
They're spellmogamous. And we did. Yesterday.
Looks like everyone's back.
All right. Give me un momento, please. So, you guys take yourselves in a row to shore, and you spend some time rowing. Eric, give me a perception check to see what's on shore.
Okay. That is a 19.
All right. As you're rowing closer to the shore, you see something move on the shore initially when you're kind of far out, and then it move again as you get a little bit closer, and then two things move, and then you see a couple things move and just kind of stop and just sit on the beach where you guys are going to land ashore. And
It looks like we... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
as you get closer, there are 4 kobolds just kind of sitting on the beach, watching you guys, just casually, not even trying to hide, just sitting there.
It looks like we've got a welcoming party ready for us.
They're just,
Didn't that gnome say they'd be friendly?
I think friendly until provoked. Oh shit.
I don't know what accent that was, but it certainly ain't one you heard before.
I think they are
Well, that
friendly
kid really
until
beat it
provoked.
out of you, huh?
Yeah, he really did. Changed whole accent.
But yeah, they're just kind of sitting there, watching you guys row up, unarmed, just chilling.
Right, well, let's keep our weapons ready, but hidden until we need them. Yeah, well, as hidden as you can manage.
Elena smirks and tucks her fists into her armpits.
Please tell me you have like a giant battle axe on your back when you do that, though.
I make sure my cloak is covering up my shield because it's shiny.
But yeah, you guys row ashore and just kind of run the boat up on the beach a little bit, probably 15 feet, 15, 20 feet away from this little cluster of kobolds, and they're just watching.
I think
Very
to
curious.
Gimpathy to if they say anything, if he can translate it to me.
Okay. So you guys get the boat anchored to a place that it won't float away without you, and at this point, one of those short little kobolds just kind of walks over and just kind of looks at you, gives a little head nod, and just kind of blinks and
These are so much
head-
calmer.
Give a head nod back, and were we looking for crystals of some sort? If I remember correctly.
you were looking for a cave that has a special kind of crystal growing in it
Okay.
that you believe has kobolds living in it.
Oh, right then. Hi there, little fella. We're looking for a cave that has crystals in it. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Kind of nod, tilts its head sideways, and says something in Draconic.
Right.
I wait for
Essentially, it translates to, "You're tall. Who are you?"
Can I get him to?
Would you like
He's-
your pseudo dragon to telepathically communicate with the kobolds?
I don't want them to do that just yet. I would rather him tell me what to say in response.
Okay.
And then I butcher the accent, but I will say it.
He feeds you a string of words in Draconic that would loosely translate to, "We are looking for a cave with crystals in it. Have you seen it?" However, give me a charisma check.
Oh no, Mr. Bill. Okay. Hold for,
Because
I think, like 2 of you. That would be
Understood.
a 14,
I
man.
remember.
Oh wait, it's a. Yeah, thank God someone does. It's a straight roll, right? Not a saving throw.
yeah, just 14 or
Oh.
just the straight roll, no ability attached to it.
14.
All right. You kind of see it, and you get the point across, and the person looks at you, and they say another string of Draconic, and your little dragon translates it to, "You don't talk like this much." "Oh, you're looking for the home. Here, follow." And they kind of motion and start walking off towards the cluster of other kobolds, and there's a little conversation that happens, and they all begin to scurry off.
You have to
Lead
follow
the
them.
way, Tyrion. Yep, go ahead. You're the one talking to him.
As you're following them, one of them, a couple things of note that come out from your little pseudo dragon translations. There's a figure known as the All Speaker that they mentioned that might be able to help with this. They refer to the Shining One, which you have heard a thing about, and that you all seem much nicer than the last group to come through here.
I want to ask what happened. Why are we nicer than the last group? What happened with that group?
I'll carry over the charisma check, sure. And their one was like, oh, they left a bunch of things here. They were mean. They're mostly dead now. And they just keep walking.
I translate the fact that they were mean and that they left a bunch of things and caused a ruckus. I do not translate that they're dead.
They do say the Shining One protected us in that process, too.
Can I know more about the Shining One while we travel? Will you teach me more of the Shining One?
You gather that the Shining One is shiny.
Awesome.
They're kobolds, man. They ain't smart.
I mean, is he tall? Is he fat? Is he touchable? Is he she?
Shiny.
Is he they?
Shiny.
Mini legs?
Shiny.
Shiny mini legs, okay.
Shiny.
Grandmama, do you have something to say?
I think Jill's just missing me playing a kobold.
Alright,
Anyway,
so this shiny
you guys,
one we don't know anything about.
Spend about 45 minutes trekking through the woods until eventually you come to a cave entrance on that mountain in the middle of the island. And as you slowly get closer and closer, it seems like more and more kobolds are gathering up in this little cluster. And every once in a while, one has like a little tinkery thing that they seem to be having. It's mostly made out of like a brass, and it also kind of has this weird. It's essentially very fine metalwork that a kobold on a remote island in a cave like this should not be able to make. But it looks like it's broken into multiple pieces, and they're just kind of fiddling with it, trying to do literally anything. And there's 4 or 5 out of a cluster of 20 plus kobolds growing that are having things like this. As you follow them deeper into the cave, along the sides of the cave, you see just destroyed constructs of varying types. You see one of the scouts you fought damaged beyond saving. That's just been bludgeoned to death by what looks like a mace.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's weird. That's definitely noteworthy and weird.
No, literally, what? Say that again?
It's one of the bronze scouts you all fought, but it looks
Yeah.
like it's been bludgeoned to death by a mace.
Okay.
As you go deeper, the kobold tribe eventually comes into like this main open part of the cave, and they spread out. And then suddenly there's a murmur through the crowd of the All Speaker, and then they all fall silent. And on a giant chair, almost, that's been made out of what looks like a clockwork dragon parts. Like it's got like a wing structure of like a giant dragon, but it's made out of like that same material as the other constructs you fought.
Shiny.
It turns, and there is a kobold just sitting on there that just kind of. They're not from this tribe, you can just tell. Because they are not liking being thrown up on a pedestal like this. And
Is it possible to ask as we pass the bludgeoned to death Senegard, did the shiny one do that?
the Shining One protected us all.
For the greater good.
Yar.
The
and-
claw.
And as you get to the kobold that is on the throne, for lack of a better term,
He's
he
on
kind
the
of looks
pooper.
over to you, and in common, looks over and is like, "Oh, other people. Hi. This is a lot, I know. Anyway, you would have killed us already if you're here to kill us. So what can I do for you?
Apparently we would have tried, because that one, and I point at the one that has been speaking to me the whole time,
Yep, it's
says
just there.
that the shiny one protected and that bad things happen to the other ones?
Ah, right, that. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot going on here. I'm well aware of that. What can I do for you? Because most people who come here, at least everyone I've come here in the time I've been here, which is admittedly only a few years, have needed something from here. So,
Is possible to trade for crystals of with energy here?
what kind of energy?
Small crystal, much energy, can be explosive or can be focused. My friend is a gnome who is good with creating inventions. He is very smart gnome. And he said that
I,
I could try to find them here. I did not
ah,
know that.
I think I know which crystal you're looking for, which is good news, but is kind of a problem. Anyway, tell you what, and he says something in Draconic, and the crowd just parts as he gets off of the throne and comes forward. Anyway, I guess I should not be rude. My name is Kolta.
Uh,
Kolta?
Greetings. I am Yelena.
Pleasure.
I'm
So
Tyrion.
you are looking for a crystal. Do you remember the color by any chance? Because, well,
Can I
and
roll for that? Because I don't. I think
um,
it was white, but I might be wrong.
I will just give it to you because
Uh,
it is, yeah, it was like a white crystal that had like whenever electricity was flowing through it, like you could see an arc in the middle of it.
Mhm.
So I would just give you that because
Mhm.
it's fun. And as you kind of look around the cave, there are various different colors of crystals scattered around it. There's like a purple, a blue, a green, an orange. There's kind of like a teal. There's clear.
There are many kinds of crystal here. This must be very special place.
Well, it's got some unique atmosphere to it. You said your crystal you're looking for is white that can have a blue center with certain conditions, right?
Yes, that is what
Okay.
Visbolt asked for.
Well, okay. So this is going to be the fun part. Follow me.
Okay.
And he starts to go deeper into the cave and he kind of looks back and says something in Draconic. Essentially, very simply, I'll lead them, I'll take them to what they want, stay here, and the entire the entire tribe of kobolds, which is probably 150 strong at this point, just praises him and worships him like he's a deity. Because, yeah, and he just kind of turns around very visibly, like not wanting that much praise. Just kind of goes deeper into the cave. In fact, let me show you that cave.
Crystals.
Pretend there's a lot more crystals. I didn't have a lot of time. You guys are at the top up here. Like this giant area is the main open area up at the top. So
Okay.
and I just realized I forgot like a token that's kind of important. So, you know,
We just
fine.
have not seen it yet. It's fine.
Well, pretend you have a kobold guiding you then. Because I
Okay.
forgot his.
Okay.
Over here.
Yep, I was
Oh.
moving.
Okay, sorry. Wasn't sure. But yeah,
I
so
just
he
had to pop out to
yeah.
move.
So he essentially starts walking you deeper into the cave, and he's like, "Well, so let me fill you in real quickly about what's been going on here. And as you get deeper into this cave, there's just more and more of these smashed constructs that have just been destroyed. Well, in short, about 2 weeks ago, some guy showed up here with a bunch of these constructs and said, "Hey, I want to come mine some of the crystals here." And we're like, "Okay, yeah, sure, cool. You don't seem that bad." And well, over the course of some time, the constructs decided to attack the Shining One, and the Shining One did not like that. So the Shining One beat the crap out of them. And it seemed to do it quite well. So, um, I've got kind of, I guess, two favors to ask, possibly, then, if it's not too much trouble, about your crystal.
All right.
If you want to get out of here without fighting an entire tribe of kobolds, don't kill their Shining One. That would go bad for multiple reasons.
Why would we kill the shining one?
Well,
What is the
that's the
shining one
thing.
first of all?
And you all get to about here when you see, very slowly, a
Oh.
large creature
I know what that is.
come through the area with a very reflective and shiny shell,
Seriously, Steak?
and growing on its shell a series of crystals that look like the type you need.
I know how you feel about this creature. Anyway, okay.
And the kobold kind of looks, "That's the Shining One." And as you sit there and look at him, or look at this crystal covered flail snail, it just suddenly is silhouetted by a cone of fire. That just
That's a big mollusk.
and it just kind of, after a moment, the snail moves, nope, stop grabbing the crystals, over out of the way, and you see a working version of those constructs that are around breathing fire on this flail snail. The flail snail does not seem to care, but it does appear to be making the crystals on its back grow larger with every fire breath. So yeah,
Uh,
first thing, that if that dies, you will have an entire tribe of kobolds that want to kill you. So
All right.
that's probably bad. I think with a solid whack you can get those crystals off of its back, but be careful.
So, have any members of the tribe attempted to take crystals before? Off the shining one?
No, they see the crystals and they make the shiny one shinier, so they worship it more. It's weird, like it won't attack you if you don't hurt it.
it doesn't seem
Are
to be
the
hurted by fire.
crystals part
Hurted.
of it?
I don't know.
Well, that's quite a predicament then, because
Yeah.
we don't want to hurt the shining one, but we're here for the crystals.
I mean, realistically, I think it's taken a hit or two from some of these larger things, and it's been all right. So
We also don't want it to attack us, where it's a choice between us living or it living. It
It's-
seemed to get very angry at the constructs.
you can see that it is moving very slowly.
I guess I could outrun it. I know I
Oh,
could. I don't know
you-
about you.
It is moving about 10 feet every 6 seconds. So,
Right.
also,
Well,
so,
Elena.
hey, remember that second favor? This is
Oh,
might-
right. Sorry.
this might seem like a
we're-
lot, and it probably is. I don't like it here.
Did you?
Is this another? This is another kobold,
This
right?
is like the kobold that is from a different tribe that you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So
Why do you
I
not like
just-
it here, little one?
I don't know. These things worship me like I'm a deity, and I just want to get home.
And then they start calling you all speaker,
Well,
all voices, all.
I've been here a few years, and some people have come by in those few years, and I'm the only one here that speaks common. So I've
Well,
been able to talk to just about anyone that comes here, so they've called me the All Speaker.
so you haven't thought to train any of them in 2 years?
They are very, very into their religious hierarchy. Like, they don't. One of them quite literally said, I don't want to disgrace the god's language with my own tongue, because.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's. I understand.
They're very.
Have-
Their impression. Look,
yes. We have
this
a few
tribe
in
has
my
not
cult.
seen people outside of their own, generally speaking, at all. Like, except for the occasional group that comes here to map. And I just got lucky getting off of a boat that came through the Isle rep whatever we're on. I don't know. I understand if you don't, but you know.
Um. Also, wouldn't there be about 150 or so angry kobolds if we just left with their all speaker?
Um I think I could get by. Honestly, like, by the power of me, I command thee to worship me in name only, and I will come back when you are needed or something. I
Right,
don't know.
because that
This
worked real well for teaching them common, huh?
is new to me. I don't know.
It's pretty new for us too. I mean, I'm speaking for me. Is this new for the rest of you? They're pretty new. Pretty new. You don't run into this with a pretty regular basis.
Yeah,
I would say.
every once in a while, this clockwork dragon just breathes fire on the flail snail again.
Crystals grow.
Yeah.
More crystals.
Um,
Go
Yelena
ahead.
starts like dusting feet, like getting like revving up.
Ready for a fight.
Oh,
That-
she's putting on her feety pajamas. She's getting ready to shock shit.
Oh, that dragon is
but,
so nice. What is purpose of dragon? Did the dragon come with them?
No, that was with the guy in the clockwork robe. He brought him.
So that's literally all he does is help him grow shinier.
Well, that particular one's job was make those particular crystals grow, because the guy said he needed them for something else. The rest of their jobs were to harvest them, and, well, they're piles of scrap now.
I
Oh,
noticed.
so you're telling us to go that we should attempt to harvest it as if we won't also be piles of scrap,
I
and or
am
you're not
telling
telling
you.
us. But we're here to do that. We need the crystals, and if we're gonna take you with us too,
Well,
I guess we can. We can always use 4 deckheads.
I do have ship experience.
Yeah.
I worked on one of the trading ships for my tribe before I before things.
And you speak Draconic.
Is that something you need?
Well, yes, but also no,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. So here would be my advice, and I don't know how you would do this. Make the shining one think the dragon attacked it, and it would hit the dragon, which would buy you time to get the crystals. I think.
Hmm.
It's
Right.
I'm there. Yeah, just it's an idea. I I am sorry this is not easier, but
Hmm.
Well, I sure as shit don't have the strength to knock a crystal off a giant snail. I think we have one person who's been revving up who has the ability to do so. I guess we will watch from a safe distance and engage if necessary.
Right.
So I will go ahead and say this. Mechanically, it's a damage threshold kind of a thing where if you do X amount of damage, the crystals will break off.
Uh-huh.
So
So... It's a clockwork dragon.
it is.
How big is the clockwork dragon?
It is a medium creature.
Oh.
Ryba, do you have anything fancy that would make the Shining One more likely to think I am someone else?
No, I don't have anything that can make you look like someone else, but I can look like someone else. I don't know what Ryba's accent is, so that's what it is now.
Ryba has an accent. I think Ryba's
Other than
accent
that,
is
now?
Is cute.
yeah.
Ryba's accent's cute. All right, well, yeah, I can make myself look like someone else, but I can't do that with no one else.
All right, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me just double check myself.
So is the Shining One is like completely disregarding the flame-breathing clockwork dragon?
The fire does not seem to hurt it, and this thing's main form of defense is, hey, this thing's hurting me, I should hit it.
Well, shit, I need to find an accent.
If it's not,
well,
keep going, Ryba.
go ahead. No, this was Merrick.
Merrick. Oh, sorry.
Merrick. So there's a bunch of broken constructs everywhere. Could you maybe fashion something from the scraps of the construct and hit it with that, and then, drop it and then point at the construct arm, and
Hi,
maybe
Diashon.
the thing is dumb enough to think it hit it?
Okay.
Hello, Diashon.
Steak,
Hello,
Yeah?
Raiders.
have you ever seen
I-
a Chinese New Year celebration?
I know exactly
Hope you
where this
enjoy
is going
the bit
enough
of D&D
to say
that we are
yes.
doing right now.
Okay. I want to find a way to don a bronze scout
Definitely a lot
and
different from Ark.
charge the Shining One.
Okay, this is not at all how I thought this was going, but I'm here for it.
We are currently trying
I
to
was
get
expecting traditional combat for this, but this is way better.
a set of
Go
crystals off
ahead
the back of a
and
flail
give
I
snail.
mean, you give me creative problems, I give you creative
No,
solutions.
I wanted to, I
Hello,
was honestly
Arcwife.
sitting there like, this is a unique encounter. I feel like they're not going to handle this how I'm thinking they're going to, and I'm right. So go ahead and make me an investigation check to find a bronze scout that is in enough of one piece to use this with.
Okay. 8.
All right. You find what is left of a bronze scout here-ish, and it looks kind of like it's in one piece. So
Okay.
yeah.
Are we doing a
it's
Trojan
easy.
Scout?
I will say, given how little or how hard it's been hit, it's fairly easy to just kind of take the back plating off and like the facial thing off, and just kind of get enough
Okay.
to something with no eyes. You look like a construct.
Okay. Now, I am also interested in making sure that there is enough in front of me, right? That I'm not talking like permanent brain damage. I'm looking for a good amount of protection at the front.
With one you found, I will call it 3/4 cover.
Okay. So I'm like getting in the thing,
Yep.
and I'm.
I'm doing
He's
good.
okay, Captain. I have an idea.
Help almost beat the
Oh,
shit
I'm
out
all
of
for
boy,
this one.
and now we're trying not to get shit beat out of us by a giant flail snail.
And
And I really
as
want
I
to figure out a way
as
how to
I'm
snatch that
walking with
mechanical
this thing
dragon.
on, does it make metal creaky noises?
But it seems
like
a bit
so this
off.
the,
Also, I
as
missed
so
the
as to
spot
be
shaving, and now I
convincing
keep playing
to
with the hair.
the blind snail.
It makes some noises like metal running against metal. It's not like
Ooh.
making like mechanical noises, but it is metal plates bouncing off of each other and rubbing and stuff like that. So.
Okay. All right, let's try this.
Okay.
He only needs some. I just want to knock some off of it. That's all I'm trying to do.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check to start with.
I'm gonna rage first. When we get that far.
Fair. Well, it's essentially what I'm imagining you doing is you're suiting up with this, charging the snail, gonna hit the side of it, grab a crystal, and then just book it. That's what I'm envisioning.
Yeah, book it far enough, and like if it starts chasing the bronze scout, I'm just like, whoop, and I'm gone.
You're just gonna okay. All right. So go ahead and give me an athletics check to start with to see how much speed you get up.
Okay.
Where's your
And
token?
during that, I'm
blind?
gonna rage as well.
Alright.
So that could have gone better, but my athletic score is good. So 16.
Okay.
It was an 11.
With that, go ahead and give me a straight strength roll.
Okay. 16 plus 3 is 19.
So you just book it past both this clockwork dragon and into the side of this snail.
Okay.
And what actually breaks off is a couple of crystals of different sizes. There's, some that are too small, obviously. One that looks like it would probably be the right size, and one that is. There is also one that is like 5 inches long. It is a decently sized one that broke off.
I want to try to collect all of them if I can do so without taking lethal damage. Like I am willing to get bloodied for this.
You will take an attack of opportunity by the clockwork dragon as you run by it.
Yeah.
You do have 3/4 cover, so keep that in mind. That is a 12 to hit. So that misses. It takes a strike with its mouth and misses. The flail snail is very, very slow. So you spend 6 seconds. Call it a dash, or call it a move action and a bonus action to run into the side of the snail and break off the crystals, and then you spend an action collecting the crystals at that point.
Okay.
So after that
and then
point,
I'm just gonna be here for a round and take hits and then run away. That's fine.
Yeah. And then at this point, I don't think initiative's necessary for 2 rolls. So let's see. The clockwork dragon actually sees you coming in, trying to take the crystals, and it's going to take another bite at you. That is 17 to hit.
That hits.
Even with 3/4 cover?
3/4 cover is +5?
Yeah.
Oh, then no.
Okay. So it's gonna come at you and just bite like on top of the bronze scout and just kind of hunker down on that for a second. And then the flail snail at this point thinks the clockwork dragon is getting aggressive and is going to take its round of attacks on it. So give me a second here, because that is 5 attacks.
Oh god, I gotta look away, and I look away from this dragon getting its ass kicked.
So let's see. What is your 2-hit bonus?
That's a valid point, Phoenix.
Ooh, that's rough. Okay. That's a hit. That's a 1. So 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits.
Gives itself a black eye.
So 3
Black
hits.
stalk? I don't know.
Each at 1d6, so 1, 2,
Gives itself a purple shaft.
5,
No,
11,
definitely not that.
14, 18. So this clockwork dragon, the flail snail just spins around and just with all 5 of its eye stalks just as hard as it can hits this clockwork dragon. And it literally has a wing fly off of it with how hard it got hit. And one of its legs just kind of collapses in on itself. And yeah, at this point you have your turn.
I'm gonna. If I picked up all the crystals, I'm just booking it.
Yeah, no, you would have picked them all up.
Yep,
So you just run off. No disengage.
I mean, it's a new round, so sure. Disengaging, I'm not sure how effective that is while I'm, carrying a bronze scout on my back, but
it's enough.
okay.
So yeah, you manage to get back to the group, and the flail snail at this point just whacks that bronze or clockwork dragon end and just scatters it against the wall, and it just goes back about its day and goes over here and starts eating this crystal on the wall.
Alright.
And it's just dead.
Can I collect some of the other colors of crystals that aren't near the flail snail for science?
Sure, go ahead.
Can I collect the dragon for science?
If you want to get closer to the flail snail, sure.
I mean, it's only right here. It should be fine. Yeah. It's slow enough.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Sure, easy enough to say you have, just put clockwork dragon parts in your inventory. And Yelena, go ahead and add a red, blue, and purple magical crystal to your inventory, and a green one, because those are the other colors that are available.
Gay. That's all gay.
Manage equipment, custom items.
We're proud of this adventure. So we have pride.
Tell me the colors again.
Essentially, all of the color crystals in the map. So it was like a blue, a red, a purple, and a green. And of course, you have the one you got for Whiz Bolts, but I'm not going to make you mark that one on your inventory because it already has a purpose.
Well, maybe the other ones have a purpose with the clockwork dragon part. We can
maybe they do.
La Flambla. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they do. Who knows? I don't know.
La Chocla, La Flambla, La Chompla.
La Rockla.
Everything's Lala.
But yeah. At this point, little kobold's just sitting there like, that went way better than it should have for you guys.
We are blessed by the great dragon. It's fine.
Wait, your religion's a dragon?
Yes, and
you just see this kobold's eyes light up.
I pull out my holy symbol. And
make it right.
It just kind of looks at it and looks at you and looks at it
birthday, let's
and
make
looks
it
at you.
gay as bunnies.
Here, am I taking out of
gay
here?
as bunnies?
No, but you just kind of hear this kobold in Draconic under his breath go, "You're my ticket out of here."
I can hear that, you know.
And it's just like,
oh,
hey, you want to get your religion some new followers?
Always. You're coming with us.
Great!
Captain, he's coming with us.
I know the perfect people to start with.
I know I
And
didn't
he goes
ask, but
back-
hey, new helping hand.
And
Also,
he just turns around and goes back to the full tribe of kobolds.
everybody
It's
say,
a shore god.
say happy birthday to Calf. I have not already said
Happy
it.
birthday, Calf!
Not
Happy
birth.
birthday, Cap.
Whoa.
The thing, it happened. Yeah.
But yeah, so. Anyway, it is getting kind of late, so I will wrap this up fairly quickly. Tyrion, go ahead and make me a religion check, please.
We're gonna do the religion now. Oh shit, I lost. Never mind, found it.
We are literally living on a
With
Shit.
prayer.
advantage because it's about a dragon.
And that one was cocked, so that's fine. Roll 2 dice. 18.
You said it, man. It's in there
You,
now.
with a course of about an hour of talking and translating, you now have an entire tribe of kobolds that worship the Earth Dragon.
Holy butts! Yes! Blessed we are today. And I give a prayer in both languages.
Yeah. And suddenly, like, the attention that the little kobold you all been traveling with has shifted to you from the entire tribe.
Shit. Grandmama, you did not train me for this. Shit.
Religion is not my strong suit, boy.
Why am I suddenly boy? We get one boy, and suddenly I am also boy.
Sorry. Religion is not my strong suit, Sal. Pat face.
Okay, that seems more normal.
Alright, well.
So apparently, because Calf put gay as fuck in the voice to chat, it decided to change fuck to duckies because it does not curse. I did not realize it did that until just now.
Duckies.
Mhm.
Got it.
I'm gonna make this gay as duckies. So.
All right. You go. You queer little birds. You.
While the rest of the group leaves, I'm going to basically tell them if they keep worshipping the shiny one is the gateway to the true god of the Earth Dragon. So they must keep worshipping and listening to the shiny one. He will continue to protect, and they will continue to worship the Earth Dragon.
Yep. And easy enough to do. You convince them to go channel through him, and they leave you alone long enough for you to sneak out with your new kobold friends. And you guys quickly make your way back to the boat and get ready to go off to your next adventure, where we will pick up next week with you guys trying to explain to your crew why a kobold works for you now.
I mean, it'll be easy. We just tell them everything that happened. We tell them the truth, and they will have to accept it because they were not here to dispute it. Also, Grandmama fought a flail snail and did not get beat to shit.
We're
Yeah.
slavers on a dock. We picked up shiny rocks.
Oh, also, add a black crystal there too, Jules. I forgot about that one.
It's a dark crystal. I know what happens with this. We all get split in two. What?
Hang on, let me write that down. Anyway, we will pick up there next week, where I believe we have a artifact to go find for the Earth Dragon.
Sounds good to me.
We have an
Damn, I
army
get
of
a double
kobolds to
whammy.
go scuba diving.
I don't think they can
Nautical
swim
lemmings
that cool.
go.
No.
I'm a nautical lemming. It's fine.
Oh god. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the Daishan thing in raid. I'm just gonna be like, here's Steak full screen. He's our DM. He does a good job in not killing us, and we did a good
Hello,
job
yes,
on not
hi.
beating him up.
What's going on? Someone walked in my room. What's happening? Who am I killing? Murder.
No one. You do no murder.
Yes, murder.
This smooth-faced man is Perfectus, or Jeff, or Jingleheimer, Gruff, or
John Jacob Jingleheimer Jeff Jarrett.
there we go, because I was not pronouncing that. And this is Jill's grandmama. She has all the laws. La
Hello.
chancla.
Sometimes I wear bronze scouts as a dress, and become the battering ram.
Poncho.
You're welcome.
It's like a poncho, but metal.
It's Dirty Harry. Maybe. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
That's the dude from Back to the Future with the furnace chest on, right?
Close enough.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Y'all are beautiful.
That was a
Y'all are
genuine
grand.
question, though. Is that not who it is, or?
That's the one.
Session.
No.